Canon VIXIA HF-R600, and I bought this a few days ago off Amazon as an upgrade to my Samsung F90, which I'm using right now. Most of my shooting is indoors, and I on the whole am pleased with it. It actually handles my shooting conditions here indoors very nicely, and well, actually better than my Samsung F90. Now, my F90 here has been a workhorse. I've done over 900 videos with this F90. It's serviced me well, but this is definitely an upgrade. Now, you may ask though why I chose the 600 and not the R60 or the R62. I was willing to pay the extra money if the upgrades were actual upgrades. In my case, they were not upgrades. They were just fluffy smoke and mirrors. For the extra $100 at $400 with the HF-R60, the only thing that gets added onto it is Wi-Fi capability and 8 gigabytes of internal memory. Otherwise, it's the exact same camera. And before you get all excited about that Wi-Fi capability, you need to go to Canon's official webpage, or you can look it up also here on Amazon under the R62. There's a full breakdown, tables and everything, of what that Wi-Fi actually does, what it's capable of, and what it's compatible with. And yeah, I looked into it, I read it, and I sat there and saying, they're not mentioning Windows whatsoever. In fact, the uploader application with Canon, the only thing it has listed is Apple iOS 5, 6, and 7. That's all it has listed. Even that has an additional caveat saying maybe exceptions. Okay. On the whole Wi-Fi thing, from what I'm being presented officially by Canon, it has no it just doesn't matter to me because I use Windows 7 Ultimate as my main video editing platform. So yes, be sure you check into that Wi-Fi before you snap that trigger on getting, oh, Wi-Fi capable. It may not be what you're expecting. And of course, 8 gigabytes internal memory. Well, guess what? Memory's cheap. Nice to have, flash memory and not have to deal with an SD card, but 8 gigabytes isn't that much, and for less for $15, you can pick up a $32 SD card, especially an SD card. The big ones, you can usually even get them cheaper. I have a Samsung Evo that I picked up for $7 off one of those Amazon sales. So 8 gigabyte versus, yeah, the money doesn't really balance out there. Now with the R62, what is that? Same exact camera, except it adds Wi-Fi again, 32 gigabyte internal memory. It's still cheaper to probably buy a SD card, and an extended battery pack, which is in fact the 727, the BP727. It's kind of smoke and mirrors, folks. I'll tell you the truth. This comes with a 718, which actually is kind of on the low end, 1750 milliamps per hour. It's 122 minutes of full. And the extended battery pack that comes with the R62, that extra $150, is a 727. These are the same batteries that Canon has been using with their other camcorders, like the R500 series. So, I just spent $35 for two 727 batteries at 3200 mAh, plus, little car battery jack, an external battery pack for charging, and all that. So, between the $7 I spent on an SD card and the $35 I spent on two 727 battery packs at 3200, which is even better than the Samsung OEM, and all that, why spend the extra $150? It all really boils down to that Wi-Fi, which is, I'm not sure. So that's why I ended up with the 600, and that's something you really need to consider before deciding which of the three Canons you want. Now, as for design, yeah, I got black on purpose. My Samsung F90 is white with a silver trim, and I actually notice the silver trim on times when I'm shooting video reviews of off my monitor will actually glint off the monitor. So I chose black purposely to eliminate that. Open and close shutter there. Yep. The microphone's actually really good. I did a video this morning, 11-minute video with my AC on, not thinking any of it, and my AC is a little loud, but it is on the other side of the house, but this microphone picked it up to the point where it sounded like it was right behind me. It's a good microphone. That's a plus for my purposes. For battery charging, this is what it comes with. A wall wart battery charger. It is something you have to plug in. Doesn't have a little external battery plug-in, and it goes right into the side, and that's what charges the battery up. Now, as an aside, the camera actually works fully functional while it's being powered off the wall wart. So that's a plus. So you can record and all that while this is plugged in. But to actually charge the battery, the camera needs to be off. And I will charge the battery. And no, the USB cord does not charge the battery. The USB cord, mini USB to USB, is only for file transfer. And the one that's included is kind of on the short side. I'm using my own much longer one. And it also comes with a mini HDMI to HDMI, so you can run videos directly from the camera to your TV. Once again, I didn't bother opening this up because I have, once again, much longer mini HDMI cords. But that comes with it. And that's it. That comes with it, though. Battery, ball wart, and those two things, both on the kind of short side. Oh, well, whatevers. And on the whole, though, I like it. It's got a nice wide zoom button there. And it is a bit of a fingerprint magnet, but I expected that with the black casing. When you first open it up, it's defaulted to have the camera turn on when you open up the screen. I've got that turned off, so that is switchable. On-off button, play button. Now that play button actually also doubles as a sync button. When you have this plugged in by your computer and the camera's on, hit that play button, that syncs it. Now once again, sort of like the, you know, not charging off the USB, but off a, you know, wall wart. Canon also follows suit yet again with using proprietary software. The files, you cannot simply drag and drop them. They are recorded in AVC HD, they are recorded in MP4, but if you try to drag and drop them directly onto your Windows, it says files in use. You have to download 2 separate programs, no less, to import the MP4s as well as the AVC HDs. It's kind of a hassle, but it's really, they're free. It's a free download. They're actually all right designed, and it's just a few extra clips. And once again, Canon has always done that sort of proprietary lockdown on the files. Drives me nuts, but there you are. Just be aware that it is, you can't just simply drag and drop them as I had kind of hoped, but not surprised it's not. You've got a microphone in, which I actually wanted. I don't have a mic yet, but in case I wanted to do like a lapel, a mic, it has an in as well as headphone monitoring jack and HDMI out, USB. Now for the screen, I actually rather like the touch screen. But there's one thing I'll go ahead and mention right now. This is the only record button. Good smooth record button, doesn't have any, you know, clicks or clunks or anything, not like my F90. So it's nice and responsive, but that's the only one. Not even on the LCD screen is there a record button. There's a photo button there. You could just hit photo and it'll take a snapshot, which is nice, but man, they need to add a record button to the screen. It's just such a simple addition, just so I don't have to reach around and hit the record button. Maybe in a future firmware we can hope, but there's that. Now about the whole auto and P thing, I actually keep it in auto myself simply because it's good enough for my purposes. And it is kind of a hassle because every time you switch modes, you have to wait through this stupid little screen. Do you really need to see it for 2 seconds? No, half a second's enough. But to switch to P mode, just hit that little button there, hit that, wait through that stupid screen. That's really the only drawback in my book, is just make that shorter. But after that, hit the little settings buttons over here. That's it. And there you go. There's exposure, white balance, focus, and any changes that you make here. Let's say I'll put it into daylight like that, hit the X button. If I go back to, you know, auto or whatever other settings, when I come back to P, any settings I've already set up will be automatically applied. It saves those settings. So, you know, if you set up whatever you need to set up that you generally use under P mode and then go to auto mode or what have you, then not a problem. Or if you use P mode all the time, I really don't see how this is remotely complicated or what have you, but you keep it in P mode, just tap that little button down there, it goes quickly, swipe down. You don't have to use a toggle button or anything like that. Just swipe down to what you need to change, hit it, and change what you need to change, and then X out and you're done. So it's simple as that. There's your main settings button and battery, SD card. I got 2 hours and 2 minutes at my current settings, 30p at MP4 at 17 Mbps. On the whole user interface is quite simple, very self-explanatory. What you read is what you get. You know, there's no weird little surprises. And the actual recording for in daylight as well as inside, I mean, this is my general lighting condition. I like it. It's rich, it's full of color, and very clear audio. So I certainly recommend it. Now, I'll have video clips on my YouTube channel from this camcorder, but from there, you guys have yourself a great one.